Hey, buddy, it's Invicta. It's time another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Sunday, Mosh Pit. We did have another video crossing 3,000 likes now, only 6 away from Alt Path Week. Thank you all very much again for making it possible. And don't forget, it's also going to be All Pills Week. So, for those of you who love watching me take pills, you're going to be in heaven. and all the alt pathers out there as well. Here's your picture of the day / mosh pet of the day submitted on the Invicta subreddit by, I'm going to say, Boundizen. Title thread was Love Being the Early Bird for Episodes. I got it. Wait, what happened to the dang, there we go. Everything's all discombobulated here. Love being the early bird for episodes. Then in the thread they said, as you can see, the cat hasn't joined me today. However, Atlas, my feathered friend, has. Let's see what we are screaming about. And yes, that was taken from the day that the release of the Scream episode, which I did like indeed. I mean, look, I really like Sanguine, or I like Larynx. Oh my gosh, what is this? 8188. That's a lot of 8s. Lima 41 Juliet. We've got Mom's Eye and Glass Cannon, which is interesting. I'm not a huge fan of Mom's Eye because it does leave you kind of open for silliness. But obviously the bigger thing here is going to be the fact that we have Glass Cannon. Sorry, give me a second. Discord has an overlay that's on right now. You can't see it, but it was like, go live and tell your friends that you're playing the Binding of Isaac. It's like, no, how about I gotta do my job here? How about you just, kind of screw off, Discord. Discord is becoming they're becoming more and more like they're trying to integrate more with your systems and stuff, and I don't like it. I don't like you. Just how about just be one of our servers and like just be somewhere where I can talk to my friends. Okay, that's all I need you to be here, Discord. All right. Don't be starting to pull some Skype on us. Anyway, I really like Larynx. I think that Larynx really showed some huge carry potential, and the fact that you don't have to worry about getting a full charge or anything like that before you get any use out of Larynx is very powerful. There's glowing hourglass is in there. It's probably going to be better than Glass Cannon. I had to get out the door because we're about to get hit. We got all kinds of eyes right now. So obviously Glass Cannon is going to deal a massive amount of damage and has a very, very short cooldown, but it is a dangerous item. It does deal double damage to you if you do take damage while the Glass Cannon is active. It is it's a great early game boss killer, and of course Infestation 2 is a huge help as well. And what's even nicer about this run here is the fact that we're starting with 3.27 tiers, so I'm down for it. Like I'm all for this. We just have to be careful, especially in boss rooms against jerks like Ragman here. And again, our movement speed is the only thing that kind of gives me a little bit of concern. But we basically just two-shot Ragman there. Oh, you jerk. Come on, dude. Your boss is dead. Thank you. We get a Tears upgrade and also a Bone Heart. That's going to be very nice for protection. I think I'll stick with Cain's Eye because maybe we'll get a full map reveal or something on the next floor. Of course, we do have a world card, which I'm going to go ahead and pop right now. Going on to last week's question of the episode, coming in from Andy, who said, question of the day was wondering, what would you think of an Isaac 3D first-person game? Would you think it would be fun to see every enemy and boss in 3D and walk in different rooms and find the items, etc.? It doesn't have to be beautiful in graphics, but just the same as normal Isaac, but in third person. I know you played it a couple years ago, but I mean an official release. I never react on your videos. You are my first, but I watch your videos to calm down and relax. You made me play this game, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you for being the person that you are. Thank you, Andy, very much for the very kind message and your question as well. So, those of you who haven't been around for a while, I did play the Once Upon a Time, a long, long time ago, in a land far, far away. I did play the Binding of Isaac first-person mod back when it was, like, in super alpha. I mean, I don't even know if you can call it alpha. It was in a barely playable state, and that's kind of being generous. No offense to the creator, of course. It's a little sneaky... What's a sneaky little bomb that Wrath laid there? Okay. And I was underwhelmed, to say the least. It was very, very, very laggy. It was something that I didn't really have too many expectations for going into it, but it was playable. That's the nicest thing I'll say, is that it was playable, and also from a technological standpoint, it was impressive. It's better than I could do. I mean, I wouldn't be able to like describe that to you, let alone program it. Especially for a game that by the way, wasn't made to be 3D. So really impressive stuff. Now, going on to Andy's question, would I want to play a fully realized 3D version of Isaac? No, probably not. Not a third person or even a first person Binding of Isaac. I think that it's just not a game that's going to work in that format, because you have to be so accurate, unless you had like some kind of free aiming reticule that allows you to shoot wherever you want to. The accuracy alone is going to be difficult, and then of course the challenges on top of that, you have to be able to kill things. So I think that Isaac, let's hypothetically say, let's just say for example that Ed decided to make a Risk of Rain, but it was Isaac instead. Like, he made a better Risk of Rain 2. Like, it had all the synergies, all the craziness, all this and all that and stuff. Depending on how it was pulled off, I'd probably be mildly interested in it. But there's just something about Isaac and it being a almost top-down isometric shooter that, to me, is just better that way. Like, I wouldn't be able to look at Isaac in any other way. And obviously Isaac 2 is I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to confirm anything or whatever. It's not like I know. I have no inside knowledge on anything. But we already know that Isaac 2 is going to be coming out eventually someday. Probably, like, I would say at least 5 years from now. We are probably going to be playing Isaac 2 in the year 2030 is what I would guess. And I think that Rebirth and the Rebirth era, including all the expansions surrounding it, I think that this is going to be the final form of Isaac as we know it for this iteration of Isaac. I don't think it can't be really improved upon at this point. So moving to a different plane, like 3D, like third person, like first person, I think that's the only logical way that Isaac can go. I honestly think that Isaac 2 is going to be something totally different. I don't think it's going to be anything like a top-down or anything like this. I think it's actually going to be more like a dungeon crawler, as Ed has really shown that he's pretty apt to toy with other genres with Mugenics and stuff. Curse the Blind. But I personally don't think that I wouldn't play a first person or third person Isaac. It's a neat idea, but me personally, it just doesn't appeal to me. But if you want to try out the first person mod for Isaac, it is impressive stuff. I'm actually going to take the charged penny here because we've given Kane's Other Eye, we've given you plenty of time to shine here, buddy, and you have not. Gotta be careful in this room here with Glass Cannon being full. Obviously, we can't get those red hearts because D-Bizzle's going to take them all, plus they're just, out of reach. So if we take a hit right now with Glass Cannon, we lose all of our soul hearts. And that's no bueno. We don't want that to happen. So the operative question is, when is a good time to replace Glass Cannon? Anytime you have an active item that's better than it, basically. Had I had the money and I didn't have to ding my donation machine on the first floor, I would have taken it already. I would have taken the Glowing Hourglass. But it's undeniable that, at least for now, the Glass Cannon is carrying us pretty hard. Guard Against Humanity is going to be great for us when we do eventually get to a room that we can see stuff. It's going to be great for HP, too, and just overall health. We actually don't really want to hit the Devil Deal here. I gotta say right now, though, Unsung Hero, so far, Infestation 2 is just doing gangbusters right now. Yes, walking over spikes would count as enemy damage, and we don't want that. Got a double trouble room here. Oh, Dookie. Luckily for us, oh man, it's double green Dookie. Yeah, this would have sucked. And it may still suck. I don't know yet.
But
you know, the subathon was great. We had a lot of people come over from the YouTube mosh pit. We didn't quite unlock the subathon mode, which was going to turn it into a full-fledged subathon, but we did hit all of our stretch goals, which was unbelievable. Yeah, we got to take it. And 9 lives, okay. It makes me feel better. And another Curse the Blind. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. At least we don't have to worry about micromanaging when we have a charge on Glass Cannon or not. Glass Cannon did well. We wouldn't have gotten this far this easily without Glass Cannon. But pivoting to a straight up Soul Heart generator is nice. Now, obviously, I have some grievances with the Satanic Bible and the fact that it does replace your boss items with Devil Deal items. And we combine that with Curse the Blind back to back like this, we really don't know what we're going to be in store for here. Now we lucked out and got 9 lives, which does kind of ease that pressure a little bit off of us, to where we don't have to worry about the Curse the Blind too much. I mean, we still care about Curse the Blind, but not as much right now. As a quick reminder, everybody, please, if you want to help us out and help Alex get some compilations and stuff underway, if you find any funny clips in this episode or in the other episodes, that sort of thing, just tag him at Agramonopolis in the YouTube comment section and just give a timestamp so he knows exactly what to look for. A description might help a little bit as well, so he knows exactly what he looks for. Anyone in the Spanish mosh pit could, if you want to assist with any translation issues that someone who may not speak Spanish, like me, tries to describe something. Alex is fully fluent in English, I would say. He does a bueno job. Let's just say this. His English is muy better than my Espanol. Catch my drift. Should have gone back to go get Glass Cannon. That would have made this a lot easier. But we should end up filling up not only our HP but also our bags here. Yeah, definitely. Anyone who wants to contribute to that, we would greatly appreciate it. He's putting together a couple of multi-mega compilations here, and he wants to get all the clips possible. We don't want to miss a thing. All right, D-Bizzle, I had to fill up the Bone Heart. This was a luck upgrade. Yeah, Glass Cannon, we would have shot out of this room already. In fact, I might go get Glass Cannon just to do this. I might actually just stick with Glass Cannon if I'm honest. Yeah, let's stick with Glass Cannon. I really, really strongly dislike the aspect of losing boss items when we're talking about the Satanic Bible. I think everyone knows that. And again, it's just another one of those scenarios where, you know, again, it's just the same thing over and over. Wow, it's actually not breaking Boop at all. I'm not saying that Satanic Bible is bad. I'm just saying that there are some issues with it. I think that could be improved upon. I think that it's something that we don't necessarily have to be stuck with. It's not the greatest thing since sliced bread. We have a really good powerhouse combo here. You might as well take it. It's Curse the Blind, so I'm not going to use store credit on something I can't see, even though it doesn't really cost us anything. I'd still that's beside the point. You don't go into something blindly looking, like you don't buy anything that you don't see. That's just bad business right there. Got Chub. Whoa there, Chubbers. He was going at a weird angle there. Yep, man, I saw that one coming a mile away. What are we bleeding from? Is that from glass cannon? Because when does glass cannon make you drop blood? Oh, we got Mom's knife. Yep. Hey, it was Curse of the Blind. Don't get mad at me now. It was Curse of the Blind. Glass cannon is fully charged here. And we need some movement speed bad. No, I'm gonna disagree with that one there, game. I don't know about that one. I need to go to the replay on that one. Okay, glass cannon, you have overstayed your welcome now. Gimpy, which is great. And finally see our items. We should definitely still use glass cannon because it's still going to it's going to extend further than what Mom's knife could ever do, and also possibly even deal more damage than Mom's knife. I'm not going to pick up soul hearts yet. D-Bizzle, it's right there, dude. Gonna make me walk over the spike, seriously. But yeah, I'm not going to pick up the soul hearts yet because we're probably going to lose a life here. And even though it's not really optimal, it's okay because it allows us to get back to our red hearts, and then we can take that soul heart and then go from there. Definitely do not need any more money. Now, in a weird way, I think it's a safe statement to say that Mom's knife actually made this run more dangerous. I wouldn't say worse, but it made it more dangerous because we have to get closer to the enemies now. Get Bookworm here, which is great. I am going to just fully get rid of glass cannon now. I know. There goes that old stingy Sinvicta. Oh, he takes damage one time and he's just done with this. Yeah, I mean, risk assessment. We talked about this. It shouldn't come as a surprise to many people at this point. This just froze. I'm actually going to leave the HP here because if we take a devil deal, I don't think we can get out the door in time. Yeah, we don't have the move speed to get out the door in time. No, whatever. All right, we'll go back and we'll go get the. We still have plenty of time for the boss rush, and also we have the Bible. So, what I was planning on doing there is I was going to kill Isaac and run out of the door before the death animation. So I pop back into the devil deal, then take ceremonial robes, and then take HP. But then that just leaves us with basically the same amount of HP that we're in right now. So it wouldn't have even mattered. You definitely do need some movement speed here. You got, and I mean, I kind of like the dual blade look that we've got going on right now. It's kind of Darth Maul-y, right? A little bit Monster Hunter-y. Oh man, Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is going to be the bee's knees. The bee's knees, man. You can definitely expect to see a lot of Monster Hunter kills on the channel. I've been playing the beta. There are some quirky things about the beta that I don't like, but none of them a game killer. It's still, to me, it might just be my controller. I'm not sure, but sometimes it suffers the same problem that Monster Hunter World did. Not Rise. Rise was easily the best Monster Hunter game for now. I know that some people were underwhelmed by it. I know that some people don't like it all that much, but to me, I thought Rise was a much improved World on the PC. It wasn't that great for PlayStation, in my opinion, but the PC version of Rise, when it had all the improvements and all that kind of good stuff, it was, in my opinion, the definitive Monster Hunter for the newest generation at the time. So I was kind of disappointed that excuse me. I was kind of disappointed that Wilds felt more like Worlds than anything else. Monster Hunter World, and when I say that, I'm talking about in reference to how Charge Blade feels. I can only speak as a Charge Blade main. It feels sticky sometimes, and Charge Blade mains out there, you'll know what I'm talking about. It feels like there's a very slight input delay when I'm going from guard point to guard point, and I'm also trying to make things happen and chain like moves together and stuff, and then it's just not happening. It doesn't feel as fluid as Rise did. This is some trash tier. It's not even, I mean, it's barely even worth the freaking Fool card. If I hadn't not gone to the item room, I would have just gone to the next floor. That's the dumbest damage we could have taken. Anyway, so Wilds feels like that to me. It feels a little off, a little stuck, a little not like we're going to be able to have as smooth of a time. But there are also a lot of new moves, so that could be one of the factors. But overall, I've been enjoying it. I think that the multiplayer aspect is going to absolutely destroy anything else that we've seen so far in Monster Hunter. Yeah, we're going to see some monster kills on this channel. Depending on how well they do, it might stick around on this channel. If not, then we'll relegate it to the gaming channel. I've got the hiccups right now. Oh, okay. Like quick little explosion there. Okay. All right. I see you, game. Might be here. Oh no, it's here. Why did I even go over there? Last week we had the emergency episode, which was the emergency Archie episode, and a lot of people liked that video. Thought Alex did a good job with the thumbnail. I had an idea for it, and Alex decided to change it, and it definitely was for the better. I wanted to show like kind of like a bloody Archie and nothing else, but I don't think people would have gotten the reference. So Alex came up with the idea to have Eden reaching for like an emergency break, in case of emergency break glass type thing with the Archie in it. I thought that was a much better way to convey just the absolute walking disaster that run was. Yeah, if you would, again, if you have any funny instances, or it doesn't even have to be on this episode, just in general, funny stuff that's happened this year, and you could timestamp it, find the episode, and tag Agramonopolis, that'd be great. We would appreciate it. You knew it was going to happen. This is a dark Curse of Darkness, man. Oh, D-Bizzle, I gave you the chance for the one tapper right there. Yeah, the one time just laid up for you. I've never. Whenever I see hockey, I'm like, man, I really, really, really want to like hockey because I have a lot of friends that like hockey, and I can't get into it. It's like basketball on ice. It's like soccer on ice. You know, I would much rather watch soccer than hockey. I know that it's a rough and tumble sport. I know that there's obviously fights and everything like that, but it's just that doesn't appeal to me. You know, when football season is done, it kind of feels like everything slows down a bit. Does that make sense? It's like you don't have a whole lot to do to kind of gather around or have friends over for, unless you're doing like a game night or something. And that's fine, and I do like baseball. I mean, I'm an Astros fan. I like been an Astros fan forever. Not forever. I was actually an Orioles fan. I still, I guess, kind of am an Orioles fan in a way. I collect a lot of the baseball cards of like the new rookies and that sort of thing. But baseball, it doesn't have that oomph, that like impact until the World Series. Essentially, it doesn't become like a global event, not in my mind anyway. But hockey has always been there. Has always been the sport that's kind of like, hey, there's nothing else to watch, but there's hockey, and I'm like, yeah, there is hockey. It's like, yeah, there sure is. But I would love to get into hockey. I mean, if I could find a team that I really gel with and I really enjoy, that would be great because that would give me something else to watch whenever football's out of season. We are on expert level map finding on this run so far. Still have not gotten a movement speed upgrade since getting Speedball, by the way. Movement speed upgrade would be highly, highly valued right now. And a range upgrade. Our range is actually total crap. 6.4 is just awful. Now, luckily we have Sulfur, so we can get away with a little bit of leeway there whenever we end up using it, but man. It is kind of a bummer. D-Bizzle. I'm pretty sure that was 1.5 hearts I just watched you pick up, D-Bizzle, and you didn't give us anything. What's up? What's up with that? What's the matter with you? I don't even remember where that came from. I think I saw that in a cartoon once. Probably The Simpsons. And we got to kind of go Darth Maul here and just, I'm not going to get bait. Well, we do have a Guppy item. It might be the red chest. It's not. Could have been some red hearts too, but there weren't. That's where esports really kind of was my jam, was when there's no like, sports. We had esports. We used to have StarCraft back in the day. Yeah, we used to have League. I mean, there's still League around, but StarCraft is. I could probably get back into the habit of watching StarCraft professionally again if I knew some of the players. But all the old crew that I used to know, even know some of them personally, they're all long gone. They don't play StarCraft anymore. They're retired or passed on, or it's a little. I don't know what. I have no idea what just hit us, leaving that devil deal. You know, it's just kind of, it's almost depressing in a way. You know what it's like? I think this is the most apt metaphor for what I'm trying to convey here. Watching an old esport that you used to really, really like, and then for whatever reason it died. It's like returning to an old game and finding your guild and nobody is on it. And you look at the last online, it was like 10 years ago. You know, like it's just kind of like a, oh. Thank you, Wrath. I didn't actually mean to come out of this room, but whatever. You know, it's like a little sad. It's a little depressing. That's part of the reason why I haven't touched Warframe in a while is because of TB. Seriously, if you go, I don't know if there's a way to search like Warframe clans or whatever, but if you look at YouTube Money, which was the name of the clan that TB and I established, I don't even remember when. It's just us two. It's us two, and I think one of 4 Strategy Gaming's alts, and that's it. And it's a little bit sad because I remember like our dojo is still in the same way unless they've changed it somehow over the years. It's still the exact same way that me and TB had it set up. We used to spend hours on Warframe together. I mean hours and hours just talking and playing stuff. And I have really, really fond memories of Warframe up until a certain incident happened, and then, well, then unfortunately we don't. I haven't played since then. I don't think I've ever explained. I don't think I've ever aired my grievances out with what happened with Warframe on YouTube. I know I've talked about it a lot on Twitch. The TLDR of it, because I don't want it to turn into anything. It's water under the bridge now, but I also don't want to be like, I got a secret, and, you know, you can't tell, or you can't know. TLDR, it was during the Railjack expansion, whenever that was, and I ground for a very, very long time, making sure I had all the mats to make the Railjack and all this stuff, and I was really, really, really trying hard to get partnership back. I used to be a partner with DE, and then it just didn't happen. After TB, it was basically like more like TB was the one who got me in there. Anyway, they ended up declining my partnership twice, and I basically said, I was like, well, that sucks, but you know, I grinded up a whole something in my eye. I grinded up a lot. It was like 2 weeks worth of grinding at least minimum. And I couldn't get the partnership that I wanted, and I really wanted to have like the Los Invicta flag or Mosh Pit logo or whatever on my Railjack, but they declined me. And their reasoning was that what DE told me, the developers of Warframe, what they told me was that I wasn't playing enough and I hadn't streamed it enough. So I was like, well, that's weird because I've been streaming it for the last almost month now, since the Railjack expansion was first launched or first talked about. This is before everything went live. So I was like, whatever, you know, fine, whatever. Like, I still enjoy it. It's whatever. But then they gave. Not only did they give a friend of mine who I'm not going to name because he had nothing to do with this, but let's just say that he doesn't play Warframe ever. He doesn't stream it. He never played it before and hasn't touched it since. They gave him not only a free Railjack, but they also gave him instant partnership. And I was like, that's funny. That's funny that I got declined based solely on the fact that I don't stream Warframe enough, but then you guys give my friend who's never streamed Warframe and still doesn't stream it, you gave him not only a free Railjack, but you also gave him partnership. It's like, huh. So I was talking about that on a live stream on Twitch, and And I guess someone from DE heard me. Yeah, we'll do a victory lap. Second seed, 1-7 Papa Tango Alpha Kilo Hotel Delta. I know this has nothing to do with Isaac, but look, we're just gabbing at this point. This run's long over. I guess someone from DE heard me and was tuning into that stream, and they actually reached out to me and said, "Hey, look, we're so sorry. You know, if you wanted to still join, you know, we'd be happy to offer you a partnership." And I kind of was like, that feels grody to me, because if like the only reason why that I'd be offered this partnership was because either someone told DE that, or they were just tuning in, which I'm pretty sure happened, and they heard me airing grievances out. So I was like, yeah, I don't like it. It just didn't have a feel of a genuine feel, you know. I don't want to say it was disingenuous, but it felt a little like that. So anyway, I haven't touched Warframe since Railjack. I know that there's a new Warframe expansion coming out, like I guess a continuation of something. Wow, we got a 5-room. 4-1? Wow. It's like called Beyond the Frame or something like that. Beyond Frame. And everyone who watches me and everyone who's played it says that it's amazing. And I'm sitting here still thinking, like, aren't they still calling Warframe beta? Is it one of those games that they still is perpetually in beta? Because I don't ever remember them saying Warframe 1.1, in fact, or 1.0. In fact, while we're doing the transition here, I'm going to look at this Warframe 1.0. Launched into closed beta in October 2012. 10 months ago on Reddit, it still says that it's in open beta. It's open beta, just like Fortnite. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, but I've been kind of feeling, oh my god, I've been kind of feeling the itch to play something like Warframe again. I did enjoy it. Like I always go through these kind of phases with games, which is like, yeah, it sounds really, really good, and then I'll play it, burn myself out, and then never touch it again for another year. So anyway, that's what watching StarCraft now feels like. Glad that we got there eventually. You all knew what I was talking about, right? You knew where I was going with that. It's okay. I'm gonna take the Emperor card. I've definitely grown to forgive and forget about that sort of stuff. I mean, there's so many things I could tell you about YouTube in general and streamers as well that would blow your mind. Just the industry is not a simple one. It's a very convoluted, messy industry. This whole new media thing. We're the world's messiest lawnmower right now. All we need is Loki's horns and we're there. E-Bizzle. You're lucky that I got Mom's knife, otherwise I wouldn't be able to get out of there. And we're really just looking for petrified poop again, but I doubt that we're going to see it. Also, I'm not sure how we ended up opening up the super secret room here. Alright, that's good enough. Make me dizzy. E-bizzle. Nothing. Of course, we are in a victory lap situation here, so every damage that we take is going to be 1 full heart of damage instead of a half heart, like normal. So you do have to be, even though it's a victory lap and we're pretty much down the road on this run, but you know, you still got to be a little bit careful. 9 lives makes this easier, obviously, but you know, you're never truly safe in Isaac. Blood Oath is blood bad, and yeah, I mean, we're gonna take double knife here. It does give you 20/20 for the knife. We get the mother transformation again. Oh no, that's right. We have Mom's Eye. That's right. So see here, we now have 20/20 with Mom's knife, and if you look closely, there are even some times where we throw out even 3 knives, and that is because of Bookworm. It's a random proc that will occasionally show up every now and then. It's random. And it deals a very good amount of damage. That's a great shot by Mom's Eye right there. We'll take Blanket. It's going to give us a Soul Heart, and on top of that, give us the Holy Mantle effect whenever we go into a boss room. Only for the boss room, though. So that triple blade right there. Of course, Pentagram just gives us even more damage, and now we're going to get Synth Oil, which is going to give us even more damage and range. Now our range is starting to get a little bit more respectable. E-bizzle. We got the Bible, so we can actually fly over and grab this mega chest here, and I'm totally down with that. We get an Eternal Heart, we get some Soul Hearts, we get some keys. Life is good, man. It was a great pleasure to see a lot of members of the YouTube Mosh Pit come over on Friday for the Valentine's Day Heartniversary Subathon. Oh, that's already adding too many titles there. Lots of very caring and generous folk out there in the Mosh Pit, which I mean, it powers this channel. It really does. I quite literally, in the most literal sense, literally ever, literally, I would not be here if it weren't for the Mosh Pit. I wouldn't have a channel. I wouldn't have been able to turn this into a career. I would be a nobody. I would just simply be doing videos just as a hobby, and who knows what else I'd be doing. And you know, it's important to continually tell you all thank you, because I think I've earned my stripes by now. I feel like I've graduated into the school of OG YouTubers. Not as OG as some, but I'm not talking about some. I'm talking about me. I've seen the good and the bad that this industry does. Met some good people, met some bad people. And one thing that stays consistent is I always make sure that I try to thank you all, and never forget the people who give you this job. That's the most important thing. I've said that many times over many years. Never forget that this job is given to you. You are granted this job by other people. The second you start losing sight over that, the second you become a very disingenuous, just greedy, mean person. And I think that's when a lot of people who try to do this as a career, I think that's when they go downhill. when they only start seeing people as numbers and viewer numbers and algorithms. You know. Now, yes, obviously, I do ask for help on the videos that you like it, comment, subscribe. That's standard procedure there. Because the grim reality of it all is that is how this stays a job, is supporting it, engaging, all that stuff. But I treat the mosh pit just like you all treat me, like just a normal dude, normal person who just enjoys Isaac, just enjoys consuming content on the internet, and genuinely enjoys supporting good people. We're not all saints, you know. I'm not going to get too philosophical on you, but we're not all saints. No one's perfect, right? But I know that when my day finally comes and I can no longer do YouTube anymore, whether it be through financial insecurities or health reasons or just getting too old or, you know, whatever, I will leave the field for the last time with my head up high, knowing that I treated people right, and knowing that I always made sure that my audience knew how appreciative I was for all of you, and that I never took advantage of the situation. I never took advantage of people's generosity. Never have, never will. And I'll be very, very, very proud of that, knowing that I started from essentially nothing in this industry. I had no real help of getting where I am today. And then going through making it a full-time career, and then coming out the other side is, you know, with my with my health intact, with my brain intact, with my mental stability still intact. 'Cause this job takes a lot out of you. I've seen it just chew people up. I have mutuals who've had to quit the business. It was getting too much for them. I take great pride in knowing that I was able to come out the other side having hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people a month who watch my content and who just genuinely want to support me. And knowing that I did right by them. That's how much it means to me. I mean, it's, you know, it sounds sappy. It sounds like, okay, whatever. You know, and that's fine if you feel that way. But I think that soy milk does absolutely nothing for us. I think that you can say a lot. You can say a lot about me. But one thing you can never really truly argue with is that, you know, I'm as real as it gets, because this is exactly how I am in real life as it is in make-believe new media life. This is how I am. And I like knowing that people know that you're talking to a real person. You're not talking to someone who's been corrupted by greed or money or LA or whatever. You know, new media or Hollywood or whatever else the hell people do with their crazy amounts of money and fame and fortune, all that stuff. No, I enjoy what I do each and every day. It still never feels like work. I'm proud to say that I am able to financially support not only myself, but multiple people who work for me, including Alex. And I'm proud to know that they're very happy with the job that they're being paid to do. And you know, they're being paid fairly. Yeah, I've had a question. I've had people ask me, like, you know, what are you gonna do when YouTube dies, or what are you gonna do when your channel dies, or blah 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 blah, like doomsaying, you know. And the answer is that I don't know. I have no clue. I got no friggin' clue what I'm gonna do when and if that day ever comes, or if I just can't do it anymore. Like, people ask me, well, okay, well, without YouTube, what would you want to do? Dude, I don't know. I don't plan that far ahead. I don't make big life decisions years in advance. I'm not like, I'm getting super nerdy. I'm not like a Bene Gesserit. Where's all my Dune bros out there? Oh, Dune reference. I don't work on the scale of centuries. I work on a, hey, I don't even know what I'm going to eat today type thing, you know. I just go with the flow, man. I don't fret the petty stuff, and I don't pet the sweaty stuff, or whatever that saying is. Whatever comes. You know, that's how I've always kind of operated. I don't know what the future holds. I can honestly say that if I didn't do YouTube today, I don't know what I would want to do. If someone said, okay, I can snap my fingers. I can snap my fingers and give you whatever you want in this world. What would you want? And I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I legitimately don't know. I'm happy doing what I'm doing right now. That's the God's honest truth. This has been and still is everything that I've always wanted to do. I never thought I'd be an entertainer, but you know, it's fulfilling. I really love seeing people spread how much they love the Isaac videos and the content, or they don't even care about Isaac. They just kind of, like, you know, enjoy listening to me. That makes me feel good. That's what makes it all worth it. Now, of course, being able to financially support myself also helps. Oh yeah, we have Tarot Cloth. Use a Perth Row here. There's our damage. And I think spun? No, we're already spun. Can I get the maybe fungi? No. But anyway, this run's really, really good. We're stomping it. Where's the Lost? No, it's one of those rambly episodes. You know, we didn't really have too much danger here. Little bit of a little slight fright whenever we had Glass Cannon, but then we just took off after that. E-Bizzle's been doing a great job. We've been doing an outstanding job at finding the wrong ways to go. Seagram's gotta be here. I think we've been stuck on 99 cents for pretty much this entire run. I thought about ending the video after Lamb, but I was like, no, you know, we're having a chit chat. Why not do a victory lap? You know, it's a Sunday, lazy Sunday. February is basically halfway over already. Then we go on into lousy March weather. Then April. Then the finest month of the year, of course, is May. There's a Shawshank Redemption reference. And May is one damn fine month to be outside. I don't do a Morgan Freeman impersonation. I can't do any impersonation really, except I guess Hank Hill. Which is what all you people were paying for during the subathon. I will take Leviathan because, man, I've been sick of not having flying, having to deal with gaps and stuff. I'm just gonna use Joker card now. Yeah, Best Touch is good. My Shadow's good. Not that we need either one of these, of course, but we're just kind of flexing now. I think I'm kind of like, those of you who know me, you know I don't particularly care for jewelry, at least not for myself anyway. I don't wear jewelry. I'm not a big fan of flashy stuff. But what I will say is thanks to one of my close friends, and his sort of influence, and also what his family does for a business, I'm kind of starting to turn into a watch guy. And what in the world? This is a weird freaking spot for Isaac. Like a watch guy, like luxury watches and stuff are pretty neat. Now, of course, I would never be able to own one, not anytime soon, anyway. But it was really kind of spearheaded by watching the Super Bowl. I mean, going back to football and seeing Tom Brady's watch, and that thing was like a brick of gold. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it if you're active on Twitter or even in the sports world. Most likely, you probably saw Tom Brady's watch. I mean, he had his cuff up. It was deliberately shown. He was showing the entire world this freaking watch. You go look it up. I'm like, oh man, like that's gotta cost a pretty penny, right? It costs more than a pretty penny. It costs more than our houses. That thing is $740,000. That is, I cannot even begin to imagine the cojones it takes to wear something like that, let alone afford it. The first thing, if somehow I had the money to afford a $740,000 watch, I wouldn't even be able to enjoy it. I'd be like, I'm worried this thing's gonna get broken. I'm worried someone's gonna just stab me and kill me for I'm essentially wearing like a whole new life on my wrist. Welcome back, Glass Cannon. Like that's what I would be worried about. I wouldn't even be able to enjoy it. It's just like a supercar. You know, you got all these YouTubers and their Lambos and Aston Martins and whatever. I'd be terrified to drive one, man. It's like you're driving a family's home worth of value down the road, open to just whatever happens. Like, nah, screw that, dude. That ain't me. I like to live humbly, practically. I do like nice things, obviously, but I saw that and I was like, man, I've never owned a nice watch. I don't know if it'd look good on me. But what does look good is when you click that like button. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great Sunday. If you enjoyed this episode, click the like button and leave a comment down below. Remember, if you have any funny episodes that you'd like to submit for some clips for Alex's compilations, make sure you tag him on YouTube with a timestamp in the episode. That would greatly help us as well. And welcome all new members here to the Mosh Pit, whether you're from the Twitch Mosh Pit or from the YouTube Mosh Pit. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making what I do worth it. And thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to patrons of mine like Colbin Liker, Yanis, and Jade Fright. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.